Hey everybody, this is Alzorath, and welcome to another episode of Hearthstone Arena Trials. Yeah, it's been a while. I was having some internet issues for a while. I took a break for about a week, but after that it was pretty much internet issues, and then kind of a rough ability to not be able to log into Battle.net for a while. So we are finally back, and we have 3 hero choices here, and I am way out of practice, and I haven't really been up to date on some of the ally changes. So it's between Anduin and Jana Proudmoore. Jaina, there we go. I'm going to keep pronouncing it absolutely horribly, by the way. It's between these two, and I'm not entirely sure which one I want to choose. I'm not too confident with Rexxar. So I think we will go ahead and go with Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
And we'll choose him. Yay, we got a priest. Opening choices, we got Mass Dispel, which silences all enemy minions, which is not too bad. It's 4 cost, allows you to draw a card as well, which gives you a little bit of a draw advantage. We have Lightwell. It's start of your turn, restore 3 health to a damage-friendly character. It can be yourself or your allies. It just kind of, I think it randomly does it. And then you have Questing Adventure. Whenever you play a card, it gains +1/+1. All 3 of these have their own little niche uses. Lightwell would be pretty useful if we got certain cards. Mass Dispel would be good for shutting down enemy taunt. And we have Questing Adventurer, who just grows as you play. I think we're going to go with either Mass Dispel or Questing Adventure, because Lightwell requires a combo for it to be exceptionally useful. Although it does make high life defenders quite dangerous. I mean, high life taunts quite dangerous. So we are tempted by that, but I think it's going to be going towards Questing Adventurer, I think, because it's just the most aggressive of the bunch. Here we have our second choice, which is going to be South Sea Deckhand, Youthful Brewmaster, or Mogashan Warden. Youthful Brewmaster has a nice little thing where he syncs in well with other battle cry effects, simply because he can pop them to your hand, and usually you'll have enough to play that creature as well afterwards. So he's a nice little combo things. The 1/7 Mogashan is a nice taunt guy, but he's not great because he doesn't trade out very well. And the South Sea Deckhand, I just really don't like relying on weapons, especially as a priest, because you're not going to have any, really. He does have charge whenever you have a weapon equipped, though, and he is a 1 cost 2/1. We're going to go with the Youthful Brewmaster, though. Hopefully we get some battle cry effects. Okay, we have Mind Vision. Put a copy of a random card in your opponent's hand in your hand. It has kind of a double effect here. It gives you kind of a scouting effect where you can tell what's in your opponent's hand, as well as giving you an extra card. It's a pseudo draw, and it gives you info. So it's not as bad, but I'm not too sure I really want to grab that this early. So it's between Booty Bay and Lord of the Arena. I think out of these two, we want to go with Lord of the Arena, simply because he trades much better than Booty Bay, even though Booty Bay comes out a turn earlier. We get another South Sea Deckhand, and we get a Murloc Tidehunter. If you could rely on getting a lot of Murlocs, Murloc Tidehunter would be kind of nice, but that's not something you can play with. I think Venture Co. Mercenary is going to be the best one out of this bunch. He's just a big guy. He does make your minions cost more, but he does come out on turn 5, and he does trade exceptionally well. And you can kind of like storm in and kill him off rather quickly while dealing a lot of damage in the process. Murloc Tidehunter would be nice, but I don't have the reliance on Murloc, so we're taking the Venture Co. Our curve is still fairly flat, but it's still fairly early on. We have 4 out of 30 cards chosen. Circle of Healing, restore 4 health to all minions, that includes your enemies. Raging Worgen, it gains Wind Fury and +1 attack whenever it has been damaged. We could go with that, but usually people try to one-shot that guy. And we have Loot Hoarder, which is a 2/1 Death Rattle, so whenever he dies you draw a card. It's between Raging Worgen and Loot Hoarder. I think I'm going to go with Raging Worgen simply because I like the 3 drops better. Here we have Abusive Sergeant, Stormpike Commando, and Murloc Tidehunter. Abusive Sergeant is kind of a nice trick combined with the Youthful Brewmaster, as is the Stormpike Commando. Both of them are pretty nice. Abusive Sergeant is kind of a later game card. They actually come into play about the same time. Abusive Sergeant versus Stormpike Commando, though, is kind of a tough choice. We're not going to go with Murlocs, like I said. We need some low-end cards, so we're going to go with tough decision. I'll go with the Abusive Sergeant this time. Here we have Silence, which is a 0 cost, and it silences a minion. Not a bad addition to the little fight there. And between that and the Young Dragonhawk and Frostwolf Grunt, I think Silence is just going to do more, get us more mileage. Young Dragonhawk is okay, but it usually doesn't get a chance to attack, so we're going to go with Silence. Here we have Northshire Cleric. Whenever a minion is healed, which would go really well with that Sunwell, would be a really good ally to have with that, because it heals something every turn, which gives you an extra card draw each turn, giving you a lot more potential. Darkscale Healer restores 2 health to all friendly characters, and we have Stranglethorn Tiger. It's between the Northshire and the Stranglethorn. We're going to go with the Northshire. Hopefully we'll be able to drop some taunts in front of it. We have Master Spell, Violet Teacher, and Angry Chicken. Do we have many spells? Not really. Most of our cards are dudes so far, so Violet Teacher might not really do much. So we may want to go with the Master Spell just for our card draw and neutralizing all the enemy abilities. So we're going to grab that. Get another Master Spell, a Cold Light Oracle, and an Arcane Golem. Arcane Golem is a big guy for cheap with charge, but he gives your opponent a mana crystal. Basically, if you have first turn advantage, this takes that away. If they have first turn advantage, it allows them to accelerate much harder into you than you could even imagine. Cold Light gives both of you draws. It's a bilateral draw, which means that both of you get it, which isn't always good. It can work out good if you have a lot of really strong cards in your deck, but currently we can't really go with that. We don't have a lot of like serious win condition kind of cards, so we're going to go with another Master Spell. That's all the Master Spells we want. If we see another one, we are definitely going to pass it up, even if we have to take a crappy ally. Temple Enforcer, give a friendly minion +3 health whenever it comes into play. Again, combines well with Youthful Brewmaster. Can make one of your taunt guys really huge. Works well with Lord of the Arena, making it a 6/8, but it has to stay alive for a turn. Ironforge Rifleman is a turn 3 one-shot, and it also is a 2/2. And we have Direwolf Alpha, which gives adjacent minions +1 attack. It's between the Direwolf Alpha and the Temple Enforcer. I think we want to go with the Direwolf, although the Temple Enforcer is just so much more tempting. Let's go with the Temple Enforcer, just because I like it. It's a big guy. Here we have Inner Fire, which is change a minion's attack equal to its health. It's a good versus 1 health guys, as well as good on the high health, low attack guys, such as that 1/7 taunt. You can use Inner Fire on it and make it a 7/7 taunt. Iron Beak Owl gives you a guy in silence, and Cult Master gives you a draw whenever one of your minions dies. Inner Fire is kind of also soft removal. Let's say you come across something like the Abusive Sergeant or something bigger. You can shut it down to a 1/1 with the Inner Fire, basically neutralizing it. Cult Master versus Iron Beak. Let's go ahead and get the Iron Beak. It has more utility for us. Darkscale Healer restores 2 health to all friendly characters. Earthen Ring Farseer restore 3 health. I think that's to yourself. And you have Jungle Panther, which is a 4/2 stealth guy for 3. It's between the Earthen Ring and the Jungle Panther. Jungle Panther being quite dangerous, Earthen Ring being just a healer guy. I don't think we want to go for healing, though. I think we'll get more mileage out of the Jungle Panther. We get another Youthful Brewmaster here, which out of what we've got, not really, it's not going to really help a whole lot, but we do have Iron Beak, Abusive, and let's see, we can kind of cycle it through with Questing Adventurer, playing the cards and cycle them back to our hand rather frequently. Raging Worgen, not going to get so much. Venture Co., Lord of the Arena, yeah, we don't have a lot of battle cries. We have Temple Enforcer there. I think we will go with Youthful Brewmaster, though, although that Inner Fire with the Temple Enforcer is getting quite tempting. We just need the guys. And we need to keep the curve low. Thought Steal allows us to steal good cards from our opponent's deck and put them in our hand. So it allows, well, it copies them. It's between that and Boulder Fist. We have Inner Fire still. It keeps popping up. It's like saying, take me, take me. And Inner Fire is a good card, but these just seem better. Boulder Fist is a 6-cost 6/7, which is just a good guy. He's going to be stronger than pretty much all our other options on turn 6. But Thought Steal allows us to steal potentially good cards from our opponent. Thrallmar Farseer is a Wind Fury guy. He's not bad. He's a 2/3 Wind Fury. If we had pump abilities, he would be awesome. He's better for things like the Paladin and stuff, and Warlock. The Fen Creeper is a 3/6 taunt. Really good guy, especially if we would have taken some of those things that make your guys attack the same as his health. Acolyte of Pain, though, is whenever he takes damage, it draws a card. This would give us a lot of card advantage, but we need the taunt, guys. We are getting halfway through our picks, and we just need taunt to kind of help us out a little bit. We get another Jungle Panther there. We have Mind Vision, which, as I said earlier, allows you to steal things from your enemy's hand, and we have Mind Blast to deal 5 damage to the enemy hero. If we are going to go a little bit rushy, I don't think we are. We are kind of a balanced flow into turn 3 here. Mind Blast would be good as a finisher. Mind Vision allows us to copy things from our opponent's hand, though. So it's between these two. This would be an okay turn 2 drop, and it would be a good alternative since most of our turn 2 drops are fairly late game functions. Mind Blast would just be a good use of that turn 2 ability. It's between Silverhand Knight and Silverhand Knight. Circle of Healing is for a health restorer. You have Frostwolf Grunt, which is a taunt 2/2, and you have Silverhand Knight, which is summons an extra guy. We're going with Silverhand Knight. He is just flat out better than the other choices. Here we have another Murloc Tidehunter, another card that just keeps popping up. Frost Elemental versus Dalaran Mage. Frost Elemental is just going to be the better guy. Dalaran Mage just doesn't do anything for us. Otherwise, he would be a really good pick. Man Wraith, good turn 2 drop as it slows your opponent down, but we have a Sunwalker here, which is just a whole lot better. Master Swordsmith, if we could afford it, would go in behind a Sunwalker, but we just need more taunt, so we're going with the Sunwalker. We have kind of a roller coaster of our resource curve now, so we kind of want to watch that a little bit. We got another Frost Elemental here, which allows us to shut enemies down fairly reliably. Ironfur Grizzly is a 3/3 taunt guy for 3. He's not bad, he's not great. It's between that and Frost Elemental. We don't really want the Worgen Infiltrator because he'll just die. Just plain and simple. Let's go ahead and get the... We need more early aggression, I think, but we'll go ahead and take the Frost Elemental and we hope we pick it up later. Circle of Healing again. Holy Smite deals 2 damage. Acolyte of Pain. Acolyte of Pain is going to give us much better card draw, so that's going to be where we're going with that. Mind Blast, Mind Control, and Silverhand Knight. Mind Control is a turn 10 drop, which takes control of an enemy minion, which is very, very powerful, but it's turn 10. It used to be a lot cheaper than this. I don't know if it's really worth it at turn 10. By turn 10, you've usually decided the game, but that can turn it around if you have something particularly powerful. I think Silverhand Knight is just the more reliable thing, although we do have Mind Blast here for potential further damage. We could just go heavy Mind Blast if we could get enough of them, but I don't think that's really feasible, honestly. So let's go ahead and we will go... let's get the second Mind Blast. Silverhand Knight is only going to do so much for us. Here we have Power Word Shield, give a minion +2 health and draw a card, which is card advantage, but we have a Lord of Arena here and we need the taunt. We're getting too heavy in the 6, so I'll probably cut back a little bit from that. But let's see, we have Shadow Word Death and Grimscale Oracle and Corehound. Grimscale Oracle, if we had a bunch of Murlocs, like I said, would be great, but we didn't select him early on, and chances are you're not going to actually pull this guy very often, so it's between Corehound and Shadow Word Death. We're going with Death. Okay, we got another Temple Enforcer, we got a Mad Bomber and Earthen Ring Farseer. I need 3 drops, but let's go ahead and go with the Mad Bomber, I guess, because we don't want to be too much heavier in the 6, otherwise we won't have much early game options, but I'd rather have the Temple Enforcer. We have another Temple Enforcer, an Ogre Magi, and a Kobold Geomancer. Do we want a 3rd Temple Enforcer and just start throwing in 6/6s that just don't do much until... We're too heavy on turn 6, though. That's really irritating me. We could go with the turn 4 Ogre Magi. His little spell damage boost is just moot for us, but he is a 4/4 for 4. So he's at cost. Got another Northshire Cleric and a Thought Steal. I think we want to go with the Thought Steal on this one. Hopefully steal some good cards from our opponent. We get yet another Temple Enforcer, and we get a Shattered Sun Cleric and a Silence. Shattered Sun Cleric will make some of our early guys a lot better. It's a 3/2 now. I believe, didn't it used to be a 3/3 whenever it came in? But I could be wrong. We don't have a whole lot that we can play it on, but it's that Battle Cry effect that goes well with the Youthful Brewmaster, so we can play around with that a bit. And this is our last choice. We have Shadow Madness, gain control of an enemy minion with 3 or less attack until end of turn. We have Demolisher and we have Lightwell. It's between Lightwell and Demolisher. If we would have grabbed that second Northshire Cleric, I would have grabbed this Lightwell, but I think Demolisher will get us more mileage, so we're going to go ahead and grab that. And that is our deck. So hopefully it will treat us well, and we'll see how that actually does in future episodes of Hearthstone Arena Trials. I will be adjusting the schedule of this in the near future, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, keep gaming, have fun, peace out. This has been Alzorath, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.